Hi everyone, welcome to day 1 of the 5-pound challenge. We wanted to jumpstart today by reminding you to print your 5-pound checklist. This was a PDF that was emailed to you, and you should also jumpstart the challenge by taking today's weight, because we're going to go ahead and recheck that weight at the end of the 5 days. Some other helpful things would be taking a photo, perhaps not for us, but for yourself. Take a photo on day 1 and day 5 so you can visually see the changes that occur. If you have a tape measure, you can also measure your abdomen and see what those measurements are on day 1 and day 5 as well. But if you don't forget to do anything, please don't forget to take your weight today, because we will have you take that weight again on day 5. Today we have Dr. Tamarisa here to go over loving awareness.
Yeah.
What do you have ready for us today?
Really exciting. So I've taken some notes just to make sure that I hit all the highlights of the day and the tasks for the day. So we're going to start. The first item here is forgiveness. And, forgiveness is about not only forgiving others, but also forgiving yourself. And, I think we may all, if we think about it, have some regrets about some things that we have done, or some resentment towards others for things that we think they have done to us. And so in order to make some room for some more positive emotions, we need to try to let go of some of the negativity and some of the anger that we may be harboring inside of us, because really, this is all in our mind, and I think that the only person that's really hurting is ourselves. Mm-hmm. So, with intention, sort of allowing yourself to forgive, and part of that may mean that, you write a letter, to someone saying that you're forgiving them for, whatever it is that they have done, or maybe just allowing yourself to just release that negative energy. And, I certainly have had to work on this item in particular. I think I have harbored some very harsh feelings against myself for some of the things some of the decisions that I've made over the years. And I've realized that this is what's limiting me from being able to grow emotionally and in my practice. So I want everybody to try to work on this item and really, with intention, try to make some progress on the forgiveness piece.
I agree. I think you have to ask yourself, does this feeling suit me? What does this feeling do for me? And if it doesn't move you in the right direction or make you happy, then you need to let it go.
Let it go. Good. So the next item is service. And this is about serving others with love, with intention, with good emotions. And, I know that when I come to clinic every day, or I am walking into a patient's room, my intention always is to help that person in whatever shape or form I can. And that's really what keeps me going. It's knowing that I am doing something good for somebody else. And, there are actually studies out there that show that serving others really brings a lot of happiness to us as individuals. And so I think that this is a really important piece in our emotional growth and feeling good about ourselves.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And the next is self-love. And this is another hard item, I think, because a lot of us are so wrapped up in doing things for everybody else around us that we forget that in order for us to take care of others, we have to take care of ourselves. So when we aren't feeling at our optimal health, it's really hard to show love to others around you. So maybe it's, as simple as intentionally drinking more water, maybe making time for exercise, maybe making some time for meditative practices. Whatever it is that you feel like makes you sit in a better place mentally, emotionally, you need to take that time to do that for yourself. And I would suggest that maybe you pick one item to work on, because I know that it's not all going to happen, and you have to be realistic with yourself. And so for me, I have started intentionally drinking more water, trying to force that amount of water. And I think, for me, 2 to 3 liters of water is what I'm going for, because I get so busy during the day that I forget to take the time to do that. So that's what I'm working on right now.
I think that's so important, especially if you're a parent, whether you're a man or a woman. We're so used to taking care of the people around us that we forget to take care of ourselves. That's often last on the list. Yeah. And it's also important to remember progress, not perfection. So even if you don't have a perfect day of eating or drinking water, as long as you do one small change, like you mentioned, just trying to get that water intake, or maybe it's something as simple as taking a multivitamin every single day, or clocking in those sleeping hours.
Absolutely. Right? Sleep is a big one. Yeah, that's another one. That's my next project. So next on the list is gratitude. And again, I think with all of our obligations, sometimes we forget that we actually have things to be grateful for. So again, when we start to have those negative emotions, remembering what we actually have and what we're grateful for is sometimes lost. And so I think one of the ways to practice gratitude may be journaling. So, waking up in the morning and taking a few minutes to just write down 3 things that you're grateful for. There are actually nice gratitude journals. There's a 5-minute journal that I have purchased that I'm working on. So I think that there's an immense amount of help that practicing gratitude can really give us. And so I'd like to encourage you to think about that and really sit down and find a way to take some time for gratitude during your day.
Love it.
And lastly, compassion. And compassion is another one that I think is really something that we have to think about and work on. And for me, compassion is something that's so important to what I do as a practitioner, as a physician. And I know that, when I come to work every morning, that I'm going to encounter a lot of different personalities and a lot of different emotions. And I need to understand that everybody has a story. Everybody's, dealing with different things in their lives. And it's so important for us to remember that as we are encountering these people. And showing compassion towards others really will help us individually grow emotionally and find that compassion within ourselves as well.
Mm-hmm. And have that passion for not just others, but for yourself as well, and your health and your mental, spiritual well-being. That's what this 5-pound challenge is ultimately all about.
Yes.
So if you guys, again, remember anything from today, please remember to take your before weight, before photos, before measurements, whichever you prefer. And we're going to go ahead and be posting a lot in our Facebook page. So if you haven't joined our Facebook group already, we're going to be posting many times throughout the day, throughout the 5 days of the week. And it's going to be a great source of information for all of you. So if you haven't joined already, be sure to check that out.
Thank you.